Alright, welcome to the step-by-step guide for the circular monstrosity base. I'm assuming the thumbnail baited you into this. This is Asia only for now. If someone is crazy enough to remake this in NADU, I'll update the description, but my blueprints are currently Asia only. So before we begin, this is in the sub-pack, the Jingyu Valley. I promise this is the right video. This is basically just my HC production using the meta storage for the Dense Originium Ore and then 30 Ferrium, because the build uses 60 Ferrium and it's 90 on the map. And I am burning one extra thermal bank worth of the battery output. So you probably want a stack of batteries before you start this. You probably would have a previous build. If you don't, then it's going to be a pain in the ass to get enough like the Cuprium parts and all that. So I would recommend like this being something that you attempt after you've done another build. And obviously also if all else fails, then you have that build to go back to as well, because this is a little bit finicky. So yes, all that being said, I am burning one HC battery and one Wuling SC. That's 4.5. A lot of guides cover this. Kyostin's guide is really excellent for understanding how that all works. So I have blueprints for this, like I said, and we're gonna go over to the hub where everything else is, or will be soon. This has a lot of extra steps beyond the blueprints, and I will try to make it as clear and concise as possible. First things first is to make sure that your map is rotated the same way that the Wuling map is. This is north, up is north. That's where the water is. And just remember that north is the water, south will be where waste treatment is, which is kind of like laid out like a human body. You drink water through the top and then you do stuff to the bottom. So yeah, I said I have 6 blueprints. I found it's easier to go from the bottom left. So there's bottom left, bottom right, top right, and then bottom middle and top middle. So start with bottom left first. Again, make sure that it is oriented the same way as the map. The water is towards the north. You need to see when the blue part of the blueprint, it needs to be just inside the AIC. It will not place anywhere else. Like, it'll be very obvious you make a mistake because it will not fit. So yes, this bottom left, put it down. Put top left next. Same thing, you'll see it line up with the corner. Like, it will not place at any other position. So, and then do bottom middle. Just make sure that the blue lines up and it's as far left as it will go. After you do that, this is probably a good point to take your pack, the core, and slot it in here. But before you do that, you need to make sure that the outsides are Cuprium, the 4 corners are Cuprium, and the 2 middle ones are Ferrium. Like, if you do not do this first and you put it down and random shit gets on the belt, it's going to be a fucking pain in the ass. So set them first and then put it down. And then you see like some parts will start coming out already. Let's continue. Top middle. There we go. Top middle. Again, there's only one spot where it will turn blue, which is literally you cannot put it anywhere else. So you can be sure this is correct. And then top right, let's finish it off. Same thing, you can see the blue part of the blueprint lining up with the corner. And bottom right. Same thing again. See, it lines up and it turns blue. That's it. That's the blueprints done. Hooray! Now, this is about 20% of the way there. So, this build needs 10 discrete water extractors. I can't remember what they are called in this game, but the stuff that pumps the water in. I'm going to build 8 here and 2 here. I don't want to sound exactly like Kyostin, but follow my steps closely. Let's see. So it's resourcing fluid pump, that's what it's called. So go as far to the right as possible on this thing. Here. Control click to put down multiple. Thanks to people who are pointing out in comments in the previous video. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 more. Like I said, you need 10 of them total. I guess this is going to be in the way. Let me just put them a little bit to the side here. Ah, shit. One more. Flip top. 10 total, and let's put down the power for them. Xiranite pylon in the middle is the best place, in the middle of pairs. Why is it not placing there? There we go. Alright. So, 6 of them here wants a single conduit input each. Let's just put that down now. Conduit inlet. I fucked that up already. So 6 of them. The irritating thing about these is when you move them, it disconnects. So it's best to like triple confirm that they're in the right place. So there's 6 singles, 2 doubles, which means I'm gonna put 2 conduits per inlet here. 1, 2, and 1, 2. And these ones are single as well. 1, 2. Yeah, let's connect all of them now so that I don't forget later on. I'm getting old, I will forget. Pipe splitter. Just make sure it's pointed the right way downwards. Yes, 1, 2. Alright, so let's connect them. Connect. 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 Both of them are connected. Connect. 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 Alright, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So, the first 4 go into the main water ring. So there's a couple of rings. The water ring is the second one from the outside. Third from the outside, sorry. The easiest way to see this is you look at each of the cardinal directions, north, east, south, and west. There are 2 reactors. And then there is a water pump next to it. I mean the water in a conduit inlet, outlet. So these are the 4 cardinal direction water outlets that correspond to the first 4. So we're going to connect them to these. So I'm just going to make it organized. So this is going to be 12 o'clock and going clockwise, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So 12 o'clock and then going clockwise. So the first one, like I said, you run it and then you look for the reactor. When you see the reactor, you turn right and that you should find the place to connect to. Let's do that now. God, so much random shit in this build. So first one, 12 o'clock. This way will be north, so 12 o'clock, it's right there. This is a fucking conduit connection simulator. Like I said, look for the reactor, so you get the reactor crucible, turn right, and then you see it right here. Connect this one. Second one. Run. Go around the outside. You can see like there's a pipe along the outside. Just go along it. It actually looks pretty cool. It looks actually curved, doesn't look pixelated. Look for the reactor. You see the reactor, turn right. Here we are. Now let's go for the third one at 6 o'clock. Again, this is the facing north on the map. So 6 o'clock will be right behind the camera. So we just have to go around the entire thing. To kind of like save a little bit of time, I'm just going to run counterclockwise instead. We know it's on the opposite side of the map. Run. And we see the crucible. It's next to the crucible, like I said. And the fourth one, let me just take a shortcut through this. So the last one should be here. This would be the 9 o'clock on the map this way. Alright, so that's the first 4, the main water line connected. You can see like there's water around the entire circle already. The next 2 have to do with the Cuprium refining. You can see like next to the pack there are 4 Cuprium refiners, and you can see there is a outlet connected to these. So there's one here and there's one here that corresponds to the next two, the 2 single ones. Remember, just go into towards the pack, look for the Cuprium refiner, and then trace the pipe to this thing. Let me do that for and hopefully it'll be a bit clearer. So again, like I said, the first 4 are connected already. The next 2, which is the single ones, are the Cuprium ones. So run towards the pack. Okay, here's the pack. Look for the Cuprium refiners, which are these 2. And then the pipe connects here. So this is the correct one. Right? Okay, the Cuprium turns on. It starts refining. It starts making sewage. There's one more on the opposite side, another pair. So let's do that. Run, 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 run. So we did the close side, now it's the far side of the core. We're going to the opposite side of the core. Here are our Cuprium refiners here. You can see like the belts are going in, so you know that these are the correct refiners. And then see there's a conduit here, connect this one. So that's the main Cuprium lines done as well. You can see the sewage is going. Nice sewage. There's so now that that's done, next one are the 4 Yazhen planters on the corners. So there's one corner here, one corner here, one corner here, and one corner here. So to make it easy, because it's in a square, this is a square as well, 4 corners. It's just easier to make like top left, and top right, bottom left, and bottom right. So let's just do that very easily. Like I said, you would wait. You would want to find the planters in the corner of the pipe. It's very easy to see visually. So let's do the top left one first. So this will be top left. So connect, run. This will be this corner. Look for the planter. Here's the planter. You see, this is the corner of this large circle. And then follow the pipe. There's the outlet here. Do that 4 times. Like I said, this fucking conduit connection simulator. So this is the other corner towards the end. Run. Follow the pipes. It's this corner. Look for the planter. It's a planter. And then this is the conduit. It's the one that's connected to this planter. That's 2 of 4 done. I promise this is worth it. Says me, blowing my own horn. So it's 2 of 4 done. Now it's the other 2 corners. So let's take this top right corner, following this direction. So it'll be over here. Follow the pipes. Find the planter. This is the planter. And connect here. And one last one. And this one is the far one, on the far corner. So it's going to have to go around the circumference. And here we are, the last planter. Well, not the last Yazhen planter, the last of these 4 corners at least. So that's all the main stuff for the battery setup. We actually do need to have the actual syringe Yazhen planter set up as well. Remember, it's on the right, so it'll be here. This would be where the Yazhen's bottling is done. It goes in the shredder, and shredder goes in the reactor on the right side. That is 3 o'clock. And it goes in the filling. So this would be the one that we want to connect. The remaining 2, it doesn't really matter which connects to where, because like the tricky part is done. The one that's split in half goes into the one that only takes half. But just to show, remember it's on the right side, and the last one is over here on the left side. It's almost like opposite sides of each other as well. So you can connect either one to each. But let's do the one that I just talked about first. So like I said, either one can work. I'm going to take this one. And the Yazhen is on the right side. So it's these 2 planters. And you can see it, this one is disconnected, so it's disconnected. And that turns on the Yazhen machine as well. And the last one goes to Cuprium component production. This one is separate from the Cuprium refining for very long and complicated reason, but just trust me that it does need to be separate with its own separate sewage disposal and also water input, just to keep things neat and things running. So this is the last one I need to connect. The nightmare is almost over, thank God. It's on the top left quadrant. So if you need to find it, you can actually caps lock to see where it is, and then it should be pretty obvious because there's a big icon there. It's over there. Caps lock will not break the connection. There we go. So that's all the conduits done. Thank God. It's already 15 minutes in the video. God damn. Next thing we're gonna do is set up the planters. So let's start with all the Yazhen first in the center. In the corners, because the corners take the longest to actually saturate. So let's put our Yazhen in. Make sure that the plant goes in the seed picker and the seed goes in the planter, not the other way around. I mean, it doesn't really matter for the Yazhen. Like, it will start working. There we go. And the syringe, this extra set in the middle here that we just talked about on the right side, the 3 o'clock side. Seed picker, put Yazhen in here. There we go. That's done. All of them with water, so all of them will start spitting out their outputs here, and then start populating all this. Now you want to do the sand leaf. So let's just do that. Sand leaf. The 4 corners have sand leaf. Sand leaf. Sand leaf. And then there's 2 more sand leaves, top and bottom. So let's put them in here as well. Easy way to remember to be sure that you have gotten every single planter is each corner has 1 sand leaf and 1 Yazhen. So same thing here. Sand leaf and Yazhen, sand leaf and Yazhen, sand leaf and Yazhen. And then there is 1 more Yazhen on the right side. There's 1 more sand leaf top, there's 1 more sand leaf bottom. So there is 6 sand leaf total and 5 Yazhen total. So that's done. The next part, which is a little bit annoying to do, is to connect the pipes on the output. Unfortunately, like, this blueprint is just slightly larger than the AIC, so the pipes are on the outside. The pipes on the outside are not part of the blueprint, so you have to connect them manually. I apologize for this, but there literally was no other way to do this. So the way this works, let's just start from north. For north and south, it merges, and for east and west, it sends to the middle. And it's probably easier to show than to tell. So first things first, each of these has a waste treatment next to it. So let's just go around and connect them first. Some of them probably already are connected because the blueprint does fit in there, but these 2 did not. Let's just make sure this one's connected. Yeah, this one's already connected. This one's already connected as well. Alright, so for the outer so-called ring, we're gonna need a we're gonna need a converter here. Just make sure it's 1 line outside here, aligned with this pipe, and it goes like that. And here's where it gets a little bit annoying. Like, it's to the quote-unquote circular effect is basically kind of like aliasing. And the way that the dimensions work is next to this grinding unit, it touches the grinding unit like that. So you drag it up to here first, like that. So all the grinding units along the outside, the pipe basically goes flush like that. It doesn't really matter if it's slightly off. It's just that the circle doesn't look as quote-unquote perfect as it could be. It is what it is. So let's go. Go clockwise around this thing. So that's 1 connected. Just to make sure again, this is a converger, top and bottom's converger. and right and left will send in. So what I mean by send in is, let's see, this goes like that, like I said, so it goes flush, and then you need to stop here. So basically, when it comes out like that, you see it's flush here, this needs to become a pipe control port, because if not, then the thing is too long and it will not place. So you need a pipe control port, put the silicon effluent here, and then connect it. This game fucking sucks, man. Let's do that again. Like that, and it goes in. So right and left, send in. And then this starts a new line like that. There is no grinder here to, in Malay they call it agak-agak, but again, it does not need to be perfect, but I know the spacing because I've done this a million times. If you really want to be sure, just put a grinder down here temporarily. So that was the send in. This will be a converger again. So we're gonna do the converger, pipe converger here towards the right. Then this one will need a pipe conduit control port as well. All four of them need control ports at this specific location. I apologize, there's no better way to do this. It is what it is. So this goes on, and then it connects to this thing. So this one is already done. Like I said, it's flush to this grinder. And on the left side, finally, this one sends in as well. So this again, flush the grinder. We'll need a control port here. Set it to zircon effluent, and then send it in. And this one starts a new one again. It comes up to here. Nice, this one's already connected, so you don't need to guess. Alright, so that's all connected. Oh, this one, last one on top here. So again, flusher this thing out here, and then we need a pipe control port just to extend the length of this thing. It sucks because it's just so close to the next segment that would negate the use, the necessity of this, but it is what it is. Not a big deal. Alright, let's double check. So this is a fresh line, goes all the way around, merges here. Wait, why is it not? Okay, I see. It's control port there. Merges with this, goes here, sends in, left and right sends in. New line comes here, top and bottom converges, that's correct. Goes all the way around and sends in. So yes, we know that our zircon effluent is connected as well. So that's pretty much the entirety of the build, except that the waste needs to be processed. So like I said, the waste comes out the bottom, just like human anatomy. I'm not going to say more, but we will want to put 4 water treatment units. You only need 2, technically, but 4 is just in case for whatever reason the build is not producing any batteries at all. Then the cuprium line will still go, because then the cuprium, the 2 per second from the cuprium will get treated here. It's kind of a catch-all situation, just in case, but we might as well have it than not. So pipe splitter in the middle, just so that all of them get the pipe, connect this pipe here, so it bridges across this thing, and our waste waste disposal is complete, sewage disposal. I would recommend at this point to turn off both gearing units for now, because even with the gearing units turned off, this thing will take about 20 to 30 minutes to fully saturate, and then if you open your AIC, this will not hit 6 and 12 for a while because everything is saturating. It will take some time, and the gearing units being on will take make it longer for that equilibrium point to hit. But yeah, it should take about 20 to 30 minutes. It's just the way it is, the way that this setup works, because a lot of stuff is just running all over the place, and then there are buffers I need to fill up before the splits here and from the Xiranite forges finally back up, and then the rest of the product goes where it's meant to. But yeah, that's the build. So in order again, first of all, make sure batteries are burning in the sub pack. So yeah, power, place the blueprints, place the 10 fluid extractors down. In my case, I put 8 here and 2 here. and then the conduits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the single ones, and then the square of splits, because these correspond to the 4 corners, and then these 2 extras for the Yazhen and the Cuprium parts. So put that down, connect the conduits. It's a little bit hard to show without actually doing it, but just remember that these first 4 are the cardinal directions. These ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next 2 were the Cuprium in the middle. So this one and this one, and then like I said, the 4 corners correspond to the 4 corners here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these last 2. This was to Yazhen over here, which is this one, and finally the last one to Cuprium components. If these are not connected properly, like, things will underfeed, but those are pretty easy fixes. Like, if it runs but not at full efficiency, at least you know the rest of connections are probably correct. It's just fixing conduits after that. Hopefully. I've not run into any other issues yet, but then again, I've done this quite a few times, so I kind of am doing it out of muscle memory, half almost. So we've had plenty of time for this to saturate rate. Let's check out the numbers now. It's still not going to be 12. Like I said, it takes about 20 minutes for it to hit 12. It's already 11. There's one remaining ore belt that will take a while to fill out, which is this one. This one is still like filling out this buffer. This needs to be full, 50 and 50. And then this one needs to be 50 and 50. And then this entire belt needs to back up before this grinding unit sends to the battery 100% as it's supposed to. That, like I said, it'll take a bit of time, but as long as you see like 5 and 11, it should be pretty safe already. There's very few ways for this to actually run close to capacity without catastrophic failure. Like, if something is failing, this will probably be like 5 or 4, or this will be 3 or something else. It's very easy to tell. So yeah, go and get a sandwich or whatever, come back 20 minutes and just confirm that it's 6 and 12 after that. And then if you want to, you can turn your the component production back on. The plus side of this build versus the previous one that I did is it's no fuss. You just turn this on if you want it. You don't need to do anything in the sub pack. The rest of the build will basically equalize around this. Like, it will drop, and I have the numbers in the description, but you don't need to worry about anything. It will even out over time. There's no way for it to fail. Prayerfully. So yeah, that's it. That's the setup. Holy shit, this fucking video took like 20 minutes. I hope it's not too hard to follow. 27 minutes! I'm so sorry. But yeah, them's the breaks for such a complicated build. I hope this helps. And if anyone is crazy enough to try to make this in the NAEU server, I will try to assist as much as possible. But I know the pain. So if no one ever tries, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not going to roll an alt on the other server and go to the main story just to be able to blueprint both sides. I'm not that dedicated, unfortunately. So yeah, that's it. Me, myself, I want Cuprium parts, so let me just turn that on. Excuse me. God damn it. Hello? There we go. Cuprium. Yeah, I want this, so I'm turning that on, and it will make my Cuprium parts for me. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, this I can't think of any other thing that might go wrong, but if there's any problems, just like ping me on Discord or leave a comment here or whatever. I'll try to help out as much as I can. Oh, we need to end this by going up and looking at the nice build from a vantage point, so let's do that. Ooh, beautiful. Alright, that's the video.